The Trojan War, myth or reality? The wind howled across the Aegean Sea, carrying the scent of salt and war. The sails of 1,000 Greek ships rippled in the wind, their black hulls cutting through the waves like shadows of death. At the shores of Troy, a mighty city with walls that had never been breached, warriors stood ready, men who would become legends, heroes whose names would echo for eternity. At the heart of it all was a woman, a queen, a prize that launched 1,000 ships. This is the story of the Trojan War, a battle of love, betrayal, and the wrath of the gods. The war began with a forbidden love. Helen, the most beautiful woman in the world, was the wife of King Menelaus of Sparta. But one fateful night, Paris, Prince of Troy, stole her away, bringing her to his great walled city. Some say she was taken by force. Others believe she fell in love and left willingly. Menelaus was enraged. He called upon his brother, King Agamemnon, the most powerful ruler of Greece, and demanded war. Agamemnon saw his chance, not just to reclaim Helen, but to conquer Troy, the richest city in the ancient world. The call to war echoed across Greece, and the greatest warriors answered. Achilles, the invincible warrior with godlike strength. Odysseus, the cunning strategist who could outthink any man. Ajax, the giant who crushed enemies with his bare hands. And 1,000 others, their swords sharp, their hearts filled with bloodlust. For 10 years, the Greeks laid siege to Troy, but the city would not fall. Its walls were too high, its soldiers too strong. Even the gods were divided. Zeus watched from Olympus, as Aphrodite protected Paris, while Hera and Athena sided with the Greeks. Then came the battle that would change everything. The greatest warrior of Troy, Prince Hector, faced Achilles in single combat. Hector fought bravely, but Achilles was unstoppable. With a final strike, Achilles pierced Hector's heart, dragging his body behind his chariot in a display of fury. Troy had lost its greatest hero, but still it did not fall. Then came the trick, the plan that would go down in history. Odysseus, the master of deception, devised a brilliant trap, the Trojan Horse. A massive wooden horse, seemingly a gift from the Greeks, was left at the gates of Troy. The Greek army pretended to retreat, sailing away as the Trojans celebrated their victory. That night, the people of Troy dragged the horse inside their walls, believing it to be a trophy of war. They feasted, drank, and laughed, certain that the war was over. But inside the hollow horse, Greek warriors waited in silence. In the dead of night, they emerged, creeping through the city, opening the gates for the returning Greek army. Troy burned. Men were slaughtered, women taken as slaves, and the once great city was reduced to ashes. Paris was killed, King Priam murdered at the altar of the gods, and Helen was returned to Menelaus. The war was over. But was it real? For centuries, scholars debated whether Troy ever truly existed. Some claimed it was just a myth, a legend written by the poet Homer in the Iliad. But then, in the 19th century, a German archaeologist named Heinrich Schliemann discovered the ruins of an ancient city in modern-day Turkey, a city that matched Homer's descriptions of Troy. Was the Trojan War real? Were Achilles, Hector, and Odysseus real warriors, or just characters of legend? Perhaps the truth is somewhere in between. A war may have been fought, but its heroes have become larger than life, their stories woven with the hands of time, turning men into myths and battle into legend. The Trojan War is more than history. It is a tale of love, betrayal, gods, and men, a story that refuses to die.